Thank you so much. As I said before, there's so many people here who have supported me in so many ways, and so many of my family members, so many of the people who are in the film. I almost feel like it's the whole audience, really. And so I'm very thankful to those people. I also want to really acknowledge also my uncle, who was really the person who was the pioneer of kind of filming our family and helped me gather so much footage. But there's two people I really want to call on stage. One person who's here who I truly could not have made this film without is my editor, Toby Shiven. Toby helps me comb through, I'd say probably over 400 hours of footage to come down to this, and thousands and thousands of photographs. And the other person who, in so many ways, I truly could have not made this film without, and has been amazing through it all, is my mother, Peggy Schwartz. So at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions that there might be in the audience. Yes, please.
There are several occasions in which you were being followed by a camera. How did you arrange it?
So primarily the way this film was shot is I worked with one camera person who was with us from day one, somebody who my family and friends got to know pretty well. I mean, he was literally around all the time when nothing was happening. So it was really the type of thing where he really became kind of a staple in our lives. We filmed large part for 3 years, and he was there for most major holidays, random, just chill days. He was just there all the time and almost became like a member of our family.
So you were sitting at a table with your father?
He was there all the time. I mean, there was periods of time where he literally almost was like, when I was up visiting my family, he would live with us. He was there all the time.
At what point did you decide that you wanted to make a film? I got sort of that, it sounded like maybe in college you started taking some filming?
Yeah, kind of through my university experience, I went to college, I majored in government, and I was a studio art minor in photography, and then I went into law school. And in law school, I really started thinking about the power of media and the power of using film to talk about issues that were really important to me. And so I started, instead of writing papers, I would make films. And I started getting really interested in this idea of making films. And at that period of time, I was still living in what I call a racial closet of sorts, where I was openly identifying as being black, as you saw, and then I'd go home to my family and identify a different way. And I started doing a lot of research on black Jews in America and became really fascinated with this idea of Jewish diversity. And I think we talk a lot in society about integration and segregation and what are the bigger societal issues, but what I was really fascinated with was this idea that individuals are struggling.
I'm wondering at which point Peggy felt like, oh my God, she's really going to make this film. I'm wondering at which point you were okay with it.
I knew from day one she was going to make this film. So since I grew up with Lacey, I knew once she was on her path, that's the way it was going to be. So probably in college, when she was in college, I probably already knew that this movie was going to take place and take shape. And I didn't really know it would be as big as it is, but I knew it would be out there and it would be made. And the question, I mean, I guess you're asking, was I uncomfortable? Was I approving?
I'm asking, when was the point that you turned from fear to... acceptance?
I think I turned from fear to acceptance from day one when she said she was making the movie.
I'm curious how you came up with the idea of, maybe I got it wrong, but there seemed to be a heartbeat in the soundtrack. Am I misreading that, or?
Yeah, God, it's like probably I'm gonna have the least eloquent answer for that I've ever had for anything. It was, it was the composer, right? When she looked at the footage. Yeah, I mean, it was less about, I can't totally speak for it. It was our composer who really sat down with this stuff and worked through it. But I'm happy that it was effective for you.
So perhaps this is a closing statement, I'm not sure. You grew up in Woodstock surrounded by probably 90% of this audience who loves you. And I wanted to thank you and thank you, Peggy, for answering our questions that we respectfully stopped asking and wondered about, but knew you all had your own reasons, as we all do. And I hope this brings you all peace and happiness moving forward, as you said.